All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here on the last day of 2020. I think a lot of us are ready to get this year behind us and see what 21 has to offer. So, guys, today we have a new watch from BOLDR Supply Company. This watch is on a watch tour. I'm going to leave links down below in the description to all the channels this watch has been to or is going to. It came to me from Peter Von Panda, the great Peter Von Panda. Thanks, Peter, for sending this one out to the channel. It got started on the watch tour by Scott Stoffer at Watches Galore. So, all right, guys, killer piece here. This is the BOLDR Odyssey Freediver. Really cool watch. I've had a number of their Odysseys on the channel. The bronze one, I do believe. I've had the white dial, what they've called the White Knight, I do believe, which was a really, really killer watch. Had a lot of them, but this is really cool because this is I guess you'd call it a reduced Odyssey, because normally the Odysseys, I do believe, are on a 43 or 44 millimeter case. This one comes in at just over 40 millimeters. So for a lot of people out there, these case sizes on these BOLDR Odysseys are going to be really a nice new addition to the lineup. So one of the things I think that's going to stand out to you guys right away is the dial on the watch. Yes, this is a Meteorite dial version of the watch that's available out there. It does fetch a premium because of that Meteorite dial. And if any of you guys understand or know about meteorites, I mean, it is pricey to cut these into slices that you use as a dial on a watch, but it's a really, really amazing effect. I'm going to bring it up here a little bit closer and show you that. You can see the cuts in it. Now, that's actually the way the meteorite is formed, I do believe, when it's heated and whatnot, and then they just slice it. It looks very, very gray, but what's interesting is in certain lights, and you might be able to pick up a little bit of it there, but in certain outdoor light, you get this really interesting gold tone to it, which I think is a really, really awesome touch to the dial. They're all unique. If you get a Meteorite dial watch, you're not going to have any that are the same. I mean, just know that going into it. So looking at the dial, it's a very clean layout here. You have nice baton hands full of loom. Stick around for the loom shot at the end will do. Nice orange pip there on that second hand moving around. You have a date function down here at 6 o'clock. Very nice and clean with that white writing on the black background. BOLDR logo up here is painted on this Meteor dial, or I do believe, actually, I think it's an applied logo there as I catch it to the side. You can see nice flat indices on the watch. And what I wanted to point out to you guys also is you can look in there and you can see there are actually cutouts on the rehaut of the watch where those indices, those dot indices, are kind of set back in there slightly. And then I also want to note to you that the seconds and minutes track is actually up here near the glass or near the sapphire glass at the top of that rehaut. So that's a different look for me. It took me a minute to realize what was going on there, but I think it's really, really neat. This watch is running the Miyota 9015 high beat movement. It beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's Parashock movement, so it's a really tried and true, great movement for a diver's watch, to be honest with you. These watches are built to the ISO standards for diver's watches. I don't believe they rate them, but they are built to all of those standards for a diver's watch. The watches are all 316L stainless steel in their build quality. I told you the case size is 40 from side to side. You got 48 lug tip to lug tip. 20 millimeter lug openings are being employed on this watch, and I measured it just over 14 millimeters of thickness from the bulbous case back to the top of the flat sapphire crystal on the watch. Very nice bezel. I do believe that there is a ceramic insert on this one. I got to bring it up here a little bit closer to look. It looks kind of ceramic, but I'm not quite sure. I'll check the details, and I'll leave all the details from their website down below. Very nice crispy bezel. Pretty stiff on this one, but it really, really locks in good. And it's a 300-meter dive watch, so having a stiff bezel is actually something you really want to have on there. You don't want your bezel moving around at all. So very, very nice setup there. Got to get that lined up just perfectly. And this is all loomed here on the bezel also, so letting you know that. The 316L stainless construction on the case, as you can see, hard angular case here on the watch, which looks really nice. And all of it's bead blasted, except for you have this nice polished little chamfer here and at the top of your crown guards there, which looks really nice. The bracelet is all 316L stainless steel. I do believe it's a pushpin style bracelet. There are not screw links on it. Nice clasp assembly here on the watch. Of course, double push button with the safety clasp assembly, and everything on here is really crisp. This is a prototype watch. I think these are only available for pre-order at this time, but it's a very, very well-built prototype by BOLDR Supply. The crack in there on the back, you guys can see with the Trident, really, really killer case back. Now, one of the things they do say on the website is that I think the production models will have quick release spring bars on the bracelet here, which I think is a great addition. I think that's really, really nicely done. Now, something I gotta bring it up here a little bit closer and see this, because this watch was at Peter Von Panda's channel, and he mentioned to me that or on his channel, there it is right there. The serial number on this particular watch, let's see if I can get it to focus. You guys see that there? It's OFD, and I thought that was pretty funny. He pointed that out on his channel. So the OFD, man, I'm kind of thinking this should be my watch. Maybe I'll have to talk to BOLDR about picking this one up because this is a really killer piece. But yeah, my initials for the channel are actually on the back of the watch. But really killer piece. Let's pause it for just a second. We'll get this watch on my 7-inch wrist and stick around because it's got a killer Loom shot for this watch. All right, so a case size of 41 millimeters fits my wrist really well, especially in this short lug-to-lug of 48 millimeters. Now, I will note to you that the bracelet does kind of make it stick out a little bit farther than that 48 lug-to-lug, the way the bracelet and the in-link meets into the side of the watch here. But really nice looking watch. 14 millimeters of thickness, but it sits on the wrist really well, has great wrist presence, looks really nice. So let's dim the lights and check out the Loom on this one. All right, so like I said, this is a prototype model, but usually BOLDR is one of those companies that even with their prototypes, they make sure that they send out a top-notch, prototype watch, and this is no different. So it looks like BGW9 is being used here. Nice blue Loom on the watch. Looks really good. Super well-built watch. These are going for a retail of $7.99 at the website, guys. I know that's pricey. That is because of the Meteorite dial. The other models are not quite that much, but I'll leave links down below to BOLDR where you guys can check these out. Make sure to check out the other channels in the links down below that are going to be looking at this watch. Make sure to subscribe to their channels and check out their videos. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Hit the little bell down there in the bottom and you'll know when I post a new video. So, all right, guys, Happy New Year's and thanks for checking out the video.